Good morning here. I hope that this video finds you well. I wanted to do today a small tarot reading. I've been feeling incredibly overwhelmed in the past few days. I was on a journey, holding a journey called Coming Back to Wise Feminine last week. And every day I was offering small rituals and being thinking about toxic patterns or beliefs that we're still holding as women, and working through that made me feel a bit exhausted, to be honest. So I'm also conscious tomorrow is a beautiful full moon, and it's a time of everyone is a bit all over the place and just maybe tired. So if you feel a bit overwhelmed, a bit exhausted, you feel like you have a lot on your plate, I'm here, I understand. And that's why today I really wanted to do a small tarot reading journey, just to ask, how can we hold ourselves this week in the softest, gentlest way? So here we go. So I'm gonna ask this question with this full moon coming up, and maybe the feeling of exhaustion. How can I hold myself gently this week? And that is taking some time. That's interesting. I always take that as an information too. So slowing down, not expecting too much. There we go. Perfect. Oh. Okay. Perfect. So we have 2 cards here. So I'm just going to do a small one. It's very simple, very forward. So yes, the first messages that I get from taking times was just slowing down. Just slow down. Don't place more expectations on yourself. Just slow down for a minute. The first card I had was the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles seems a bit contradictory in that situation. I feel it's just more about it's a card that often says there's a certain productive side still happening, but in the case of the 8 of Pentacles, there's a lot of healing around that, and a lot of actually, I think, slow building. So maybe it's a message of saying, building things or coming back to feeling less exhausted is taking time, but just going step by step. You can see on this card that the man is crafting, and he has lots of craft he already accomplished behind. So he already has a lot that he did before that, and he's still crafting very slowly. It seems very precise, detailed, and focused. So I think the first messages for me would be just focus on what you already have had in the past, and just give your gratitude for what you achieved, and just remember everything is built in small steps, small focused steps, and you don't need to do everything all at once. That maybe for me, it's where the overwhelm sometimes comes. It's just okay, I have this project and these things, and everything is mixing together. But dreams and wishes and all of these are just built step by step, one by one, slowly, and there's a huge progression. And even though this seems a productive card, it's also a card that reminds you, when you go slower, you heal. There's a lot of green on these clothes, and for me, green is really very healing energy. So yes, just go slower, just be focused, sit down, have a tea, let your body rest, and do that step by step every day, and just be very gentle. So the other card is the King of Cup. So the King of Cup for me is really the card of like having mastered emotion and emotional kind of healing and being really aware and attuned with emotion, like just not being overridden by them. So the again with the overwhelming feeling, with the exhaustion, we often feel like, oh my god, I am a mess. Like, I mean, that's how I see myself when I'm really overwhelmed. I feel like I'm a mess. I don't have control on anything. Everything feels too much. And the King of Cup is reminding us, actually, remember that emotions come in waves, and that if you have the right surfboard, you can surf on them. You can just let yourself be with a wave, and it's absolutely okay. There's also a huge importance for me of sitting and expressing very firmly, very in a very grounded way. Okay, I feel sad. I feel angry. Sometimes just noticing these emotions and letting them space to be there in your belly or anywhere else in your body, and then expressing them through your throat is just enough. It's just like, okay, the emotion has been acknowledged. Now, do I feel better? And if I don't feel better, can I sit with that? Is it okay? Like, I'm still allowed to have my emotions. And yeah, I feel like there's a huge feeling also of, especially with a king, and he's dressed in blue, he has lots of blue. Blue is related to the throat chakra, to the expression, to the truth. So it's really about being very expressive of how you feel, but in a very grounded way, in a sense, and owning that. He has a crown. Just own your emotions. Like, okay, today I feel sad, and that's why. Or today you've been upsetting me. I feel angry. Can we chat about that? And remember, the king is not about feeling override by the emotion. It's really about riding with them, but like in a sense of like staying calm. Like blue is also a very calming kind of color. So riding with your emotions very calmly, allowing them to be here, to be witnessed, and to be expressed if you feel like it. And yes, just being, very connected to your emotional world. He's holding the cup. The cup is just like the embodiment of like, I'm containing my emotions. I am strong enough to look at them in this cup and to be holding them very gently and powerfully. So yes, that's the messages I would have for you this week. If you feel overwhelmed, if you feel exhausted, remember, everything takes time. And be gentle with yourself. Just go step by step. Recognize all the other things you have achieved before, and that you are still a work in progress. It's absolutely fine. Just really finding peace and softness within that. And the second one is like, I hold my emotion, and I'm strong enough to hold them very gently. Look at them, express them in a safe, stable way. So yes, I wish you a lovely full moon tomorrow, and I'm sending you lots of love, lots of rest, hopefully. And yes, I'll see you soon.